Good morning, everybody. It's me, Minecraft. Welcome back to episode 145. We have so much to do today, like a lot. Last episode went super well. In the last one, we set up a skeleton farm. The skeleton farm is good, but it's not done. By the end of today's episode, we need to have the full skeleton farm finished, like the room, the building above it, the area around it. We have so much to do today. It's gonna be a lot. So we have so much to do today, like so much. Before today's episode, I've been down here mining deep slate for a little bit of time. Right now I have like 4 stacks and a half almost of deep slate, and still no more new diamonds. I don't know what's wrong with this world. It's like really painful. It's bad. I literally can't find any diamonds. Good news, bad news. Good news, I know exactly what I want to do with today's build. I think it's going to be pretty sweet. Bad news, I need a lot of dark oak wood for what I'm going to do. A lot of spruce wood too, but I have so much spruce. But a lot of dark oak wood. As usual, I have nowhere near enough wood for what I want to do. I'm going to have to farm trees. A lot of dark oak trees, and probably spruce trees too. More good news though, where we're going to be working today is actually super close to the base, which is good. If I need to go back and get anything, not a problem at all. Look at this thing. This is what a peak farm performance looks like. It's great, and it's so close to the base. Like, look at that thing. Grim right there. So close. In the last episode, we made a gigantic development to this world. Huge upgrades. The very first skeleton XP farm in this area, and the only legal XP farm in the world now at this point, has been set up. This thing is amazing. It's just not finished. Today, we finish it. Out of context, that whole legal XP farm thing might sound a little bit strange. Long story short, I've banned all of the other XP farms, basically. If you're a little bit confused, I highly recommend last episode. This thing is going to be amazing for us. We're going to be able to get so many bones and bone meal. We'll be able to actually finally farm glowberries, every other plant, which is really, really good. But we need to finish it up. This is the room down here, and the surface. Yeah, the surface. It's not really much better at all. Today, we'll be finishing up the skeleton XP farm with a really cool build. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. So I have to be honest, with the skeleton XP farm, I put a lot of pressure on myself. I want this build to be cool. I think we're going to be over at this thing a lot. And so yeah, I want the build to be really, really cool. I also want this build to fit the theme perfectly of skeletons. I was stumped. I couldn't figure it out. For context, my wife does not play this game, like, at all. Unfortunately, she is not a gamer. She does not do any of this stuff. But I mean, I figured I would shoot my shot anyways. So I told her I was making a skeleton farm, and I asked her what I should put around the skeleton farm. She gave me ideas. She gave me ideas like a skeleton, a bone, a graveyard, a dead body. Yeah, she doesn't play this game at all. Truly and sincerely, I appreciate the ideas, but yeah, she doesn't play this game at all. So it was back to the drawing boards for me. I kept thinking and thinking and thinking, and then eventually it came to me. It came to me. Out of the box. We're thinking out of the box here. Skeletons. Skeletons. And something cool too. Haunted house. Haunted house. Okay, not the most out of the box, but cool for sure. And definitely fitting. I like the number 13. It also fits the whole haunted house vibe. And to me, when I picture a haunted house, I picture one of those old houses that's like a giant square, has a big porch on the front, like a middle bit in the center that's like a little bit higher. So yeah, 13 by 13. I think that's what we're going to do with this build. So this is the elevator. We need to put it inside of the build. I'm thinking that maybe we put the back corner of the build like right here. Then we go forward. We go that way. And yeah, we make it a big square. So 13. That's going to put it right here. That's going to go all the way to there. Oh, no way. Oh, no way. I didn't even consider it. But this is perfect. This is literally perfect. This thing is going to fit inside of the build like amazingly. Perfect. Then we can set up like some kind of inside of the build or not. I don't know if this build will really have an inside or if it'll just like drop down to the farm. But yeah, no, that's perfect. Now on the front of the build, I think I want to make things a little bit more interesting. So what we're going to do is 2 sections of 5 and then a popped out section of 3. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Now, big news. Really, really good development. I have officially unbanned myself from using deep slate again. It's so good. I love this block. This is the best 1.17 block easily. Deep slate is amazing. If anybody says otherwise, they're completely and solidly wrong. Completely. Even the moss block, it's not as good as deep slate, and I can use it again, which is great. Also, I mean, if you consider it, this is literally the perfect haunted house option. Wait, does that line up? Oh, no, it's 1 block off. That's 4. Oh, that would have been cool. Oh yeah, by the way, before I get too far, this is today's tree farm. It's beautiful, advanced, I know. We really need one soon. So the build starts pretty solidly. Now, I want to go off the charts with the detail today. Like, I want this build to be maybe the best looking house in this entire world. It needs to look good. So what I'm thinking, front porch on the build, but instead of doing just like a lower front porch thing, like something normal, I think we're going to use fence gates. Fence gates are going to make the porch kind of see-through. It's going to look really good, and it's going to add so much detail to the build. So on the build, we're going to do a base of fence gates and probably something behind there, maybe like spruce or dark oak or something, whatever we end up walking on. And then for the fence gate, like railing up on top of this thing, staircases. We'll do staircases in like a little swoop like that, the U. The U is going to look so good here. And detail, if we want detail on the build, it's so simple. All we need to do is use blocks that are detailed looking, like fence gates, staircases, things like that. It should work out perfectly. Now the floor of the porch. I think everything needs to stay like pretty dark here to stay pretty evil and haunted looking. So I think what we'll do is just use even more, maybe even more dark oak. It might be a bit much, but I think that's what we'll do. And this is where I hit the first problem of today. I have now already ran out of dark oak wood, and the tree is not growing. It's not cooperating, so we're going to have to figure that out. I guess we'll come back to the porch. Maybe we can do the rest of the build now. So another dark oak thing. I was thinking dark oak stripped logs on the corner. They're a little bit different than, hey, hold on a minute. That was perfect. Literally perfect. The timing couldn't have been better. So dark oak logs, I was saying. Dark oak logs stripped. They're a little bit different in tone, actually. I honestly kind of wish they were a little bit sweeter, like that top right there. It would match the stuff way better. But this stuff looks good like this. It's really dried out looking. Very cool. It's a nice looking block. If we go all the way up on the corners, I think it's going to look pretty good. This building is going to be 2 stories. Then on this house, I'm picturing like an old like Victorian style house, right? So that means we need windows here. What I'm thinking is symmetrical. So whatever we do over here, we do over there, basically, other than the details. Maybe we start with like stripped spruce wood. It's going to match pretty nicely. It's going to look fancy. But then after that, what we do is maybe go up like 2 blocks or so. Maybe one more. I'm not too sure. But go up a little bit, then do staircases. Arch window. Boom. It looks amazing. Then all we have to do is take that idea and do it over on the other side. Like literally just copy and paste. Welcome to Minecraft Hot Takes with me, your boy. I've got to be honest, the mods where you can copy and paste big sections of builds, they're great. They have their place. But to be honest, if you do a build with that mod, instantly, the build gets less impressive to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, the build could still be beautiful, in perfection, in a work of art even. It could still be wonderful. But I think it's more impressive when you build things by hand in Minecraft. Call me a simple person, fine, that's what I think. This is what we end up with. A build like that, with arches there, and then a really weird, awkward, tall spot in the middle. We're gonna have to fix that up. So, check this out. This is how we fix it up. We'll put like a spruce door or a dark oak door, one of those two. Then we'll do one right there. We'll do one right there. And there we go. We fix it up like that. And then maybe make it like a little bit taller. So we go up a little bit more. And then we put like a porch roof on it. It should connect right in there. Hopefully, if I can do that correctly. And it'll look good. I think it looks so solid so far. That's exactly what we wanted. Okay, so porch, staircase, staircase, staircase like that, and then maybe over here, staircase, staircase, so much detail. That's how we get up and down, terraform around this thing with like coarse dirt, stuff like that, maybe even soul sand, so soil, that could look really good, and that'll be perfect. That's how we do that. This dark oak tree literally couldn't have grown at a more perfect time. It was literally perfect. Now we can actually work on the porch. I think we're gonna need a bunch of fences, a bunch of fence gates, and the best form of deep slate tiles. So first off, the covering. I think the covering will literally stay just above the porch. It won't hang over or anything like that. I think we want to keep things compact to make the build look good, and it will wrap all the way around the porch. We'll have fences come up in like these spots right here, go all the way up to the ceiling and connect. Then in between the fences, I think we come in with fence gates to make this even more detailed there and there, so it's all like connected and being held up, and it creates an extra level of depth in there. Over here in the middle though, I think we do something a little bit different. We start with a staircase like that, tile down below it. Over on the inside, we do another staircase going towards the middle. Then we climb up to the top. Up here in the top, we go staircase like that. We go staircase like that. We'll put another one in the middle, and then on top of that, I'll go tiles going straight into the roof. Over here, it's tricky, but I think we just do tiles. I think the tiles just go up like that. Maybe they stay flat in here. Or maybe they don't. I'm not too sure. We have the roof continue right back into the wall, or where the wall would be, and then the wall continues up, and this is the start of the second story. So the second story is going to be pretty much the same, but at the same time, a little bit different. I think we start the same, kind of. This time, we do stripped spruce logs all the way along the bottom like that, and then on the corner, this thing continues up all the way up to the top of the build. Then in here in the middle, we do the same exact thing, but this time, I think we can make the window a little bit taller. So I think we did 2 blocks down on the first floor. This time, we'll do 3 blocks and put the arch up here. And then I think right after that, we could basically put the roof on this thing and call it good. We do that on the other side right there. In the middle, of course, this thing continues straight up. And then in the middle at the top, wherever we put the top, somewhere in this area, we do a different roof line. I'm thinking like a square roof line on this side, and then like a peaked roof line in the middle on the top. Oh, it's gonna look so cool and like kind of medieval looking. And look, we're gonna be able to see it from the base over there. It's perfect. I'll take down more of these trees so we can actually see it. It's going to be amazing. Look at this though. Take it all in. A finished porch is gonna end up looking something kind of like this. Might do a little bit more work on here. Definitely staircases under there. But a finished porch, like that, like that. Oh, it's all coming together already. But actually, there's one more thing. It's a small detailing step. We should probably do detailing at the end. But look at that right there to finish that off fully and make that solid cap. Maybe even like cap these spruce logs too, like solid logs. I don't know. And then finally, over here on the base, we could actually pull one deep slate out and put a log there. So it looks like the porch is actually connecting to the house. I think that maybe looks good. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. I take it back, and maybe not. Let's talk about the other side of the build, though, really quick. So we do the same thing. We do stripped log there. We go 2 blocks for the window. We do another stripped log. Then we're going to have a section of 3 in the center again. I think this time we pop it out into a chimney going straight up. Maybe I get some detail in here with normal deep slate. And then same thing on the other side. On the back of the build, I'm going to do something in the middle, pop it out again on the 3. And then over on this side, I'm thinking a side porch. Same thing in the middle 3, wherever that ends up being. I think it's 1 block over. But yeah, side porch, maybe not as big as this, but a side porch. And then the windows basically just continue all the way around the build. So it means the build is symmetrical on each half, but then it's also symmetrical basically on every single wall too. It makes it easier to get in. So I went and got like 4 more stacks of this stuff because I ran out. The build is really coming along now. I love building in patterns like this because it makes the build so easy to finish. All that I need to do is basically get like a good flow going, and it's easy. Piece of cake. Just go section by section and the build finishes in no time. So the outside shell of this build is pretty much done now. Now it's time to talk about the roof. So roof is going to do a couple different things here. Over here is going to do like a really cool shape. I'm thinking we start with a staircase, we go up like this, and yeah, you know this shape, We've done it a bunch of times. We're going to do that. It's going to make it really, really steep right there. It's going to be pretty sweet. On the rest of the build, it's going to be a little bit different, but at the same time, it's going to be similar. So what we're going to do is connect all the roofs somehow, probably... I like this. I think that would make sense. Then we're going to go around with staircases, but we're going to come back in and switch it up a little bit, make it more interesting. In the corner, I think maybe a slab or something. And then same thing on the other side, staircases going all the way down. However, to come in here and make it look a little bit more interesting, instead of just staircases, we'll do blocks every once in a while. So maybe in like this middle area right here, we do a block, then we do like a slab like that. Then we would do like another block behind it and kind of continue that all the way up to the top of the roof. I think we'll go maybe like 3 layers, maybe 4 or something. Then we'll just make it flat. I'll do this shape on every single side, maybe other than the chimney side, have it connect in the middle a little bit higher than the other roof. I think it'll look pretty sweet. In here, we're going to make this look a little bit better. We'll do that right there, maybe a staircase right there, and then finally a wall hanging off of that. Going for like heavy Victorian vibes here. This is a haunted mansion after all. To get this thing even more evil looking, I think we hang a wall off of that. That'll look good, and then maybe even chains or not, we just stop it right there. And then finally, on the top of the roof, to make it look even better, we're going to do that whole block popping up thing, but we're going to mix deep slate bricks in here too. I think the combination is going to be literally perfect. It's going to work out super well. But I don't think I'm going to do it on this part of the roof. So the deep slate bricks are going to be on like this more flat area. I think, big think here, I want to leave that alone like that, make it look like really good and like, yeah, in good condition. And then the bricks over here with the tiles are going to break this up a little bit more, make it look like the tiles are maybe like a little worn out. I think that could be cool. And then let's say this is like the last layer. I'm not sure if it is, but if it is, I want to do a backward staircase right there. Then I'm going to go over here and do the exact same thing. So we're going to do a block and then we're going to do a backward staircase. I think it'll make it look cool. We might have to move that in 1 depending on how I do it. See, I'm thinking basically if we go crazy with the details here, have things like this pop up every once in a while in some way, I think it's going to make the roof look even cooler from a distance. And the different types of staircases in there are going to help break the roof up and, like I said, make it look really, really old. But then that part stays fancy and cool looking, swipes up like that, maybe a wall on top or something. That could be cool. Now, the rest of the build. So what did I do while I was away? Well, I put coarse dirt on the ground. I put a side porch over here. Think it looks pretty nice. The inside of the build has nothing on it. I'm still not sure. I'm kind of leaning towards maybe we put the floor in here, have it look broken, and then it's just like a drop down to the skeleton room. I think that could be pretty cool. It would give me a good opportunity to put glass in here. That could look pretty nice too. But I'm honestly still not too sure. There's so much more to do with the build too. The chimney is looking pretty good. The skeleton farm is active from up here, which is pretty sweet. But next up, I would like like to talk about some details that I want to get on the build because that's probably going to be the next step. So Blackstone. Blackstone is going to look really good in here, and it's going to make the windows look really, really dark. I think if we do it like that, like Blackstone inside of the window, just normal Blackstone, that'll look pretty good. But we could make the windows look even better with maybe like cobwebs. So we put some cobwebs in here every once in a while on the porch up top too in the top windows. That's going to make it look really good. But there is one more thing that we can do, and I'm really excited about this. To make the windows look cool and old, in some spots we'll put cobwebs, in other spots we won't. Where we don't, we'll put trap doors like that, and then I think what we do is we come in here with oak signs on this thing every once in a while. Maybe not on every window, but look at this. We come in here with oak signs and actually board these windows up like that. This right there, that exactly. But then on the other windows and done like kind of like differently on each window too, it's gonna finish it. It's gonna make it look old, abandoned, haunted, amazing, perfect. Only problem here, I'm going to need more Blackstone. I'm like basically completely out of Blackstone. I only have 14. And maybe oak logs too. I did clear out a little bit of room in here. I could grow some trees. But I'm going to have to go back to the nether. Yikes. So back into the nether for me and then over to the basalt deltas biome. I'm pretty sure when we went to the nether, we went out this way. I wrapped around and then I went like diagonally over that way somewhere. I'm pretty sure that's where the basalt deltas was. Hopefully. Yep, for sure. This is it. This is exactly where we got the Blackstone. All that I need is like a stack, maybe 2 stacks to be safe of Blackstone. Then I can get out of this place. I don't want to be here for very long. Ha, yeah. Oh, that's awkward. For sure. Roll the clip. By the end of today's episode, we need to have the full skeleton farm finished. Like the room, the building above it, the area around it. What can I say? I'm ambitious. That was me at the beginning of the episode. So I never told you guys what I wanted to do with this building, but really quick, the building. So creepers keep spawning inside of this thing. Big problem, but the building. Take a look at this thing. I finished boarding up the windows. I finished making it older looking. I finished adding details, and I even finished the side and the back. Just trust me. Trust me, okay? If you were to ask me about the build right now, I would say it's looking in pretty tip-top condition. I like it. I got more Blackstone, put it in there. I got some iron bars. I had them in the storage building. Good thing, because I'm like out of iron again. But yeah, boarded up the windows, and I even, look at that, look closely at the wall. I even added some more details in here to break up the spruce wood. Really plain texture. Barrels backwards in there. It looks a little like subtle. It's a little different. Put some buttons on there too. Maybe they're like nails or something. I don't know. And the surrounding. I've been busy working on this too. I think this is what we're gonna do for the path coming over here. Eventually we'll have a path going from here right over to Grim over there, so we have like a clean way to get back and forth. I decorated around the path a little bit, some Blackstone walls up front. I think it matches the build. It's like a nice accent. And look at how good it matches with chiseled deep slate. Like, it's perfect. But I never told you what I wanted to do with this build. So at the beginning of the episode, I said that we were gonna finish everything. You know, roll the clip. By the end of today's episode, we need to have the full skeleton farm finished. Like the room, the building above it, the area around it. I said that I was gonna finish everything with this farm. And you know, I still really want to finish everything today. But I never told you what I wanted to do with this build. I'm going for high quality here. This is an important spawner, like I've said a bunch of times today. Yeah, very important. I wanted to do some different things on this spawner, like an on-off switch, level 30 enchantment setup, a bunch of things that I'm not going to have time for today. I don't know how I always manage to do it, but it seems that on every project I overshoot it. The original plan was to do all of this in one episode. Last episode, I would have built this entire building. I would have finished the spawner farm. I would have done literally everything. I don't even know. So I still need to figure out what I want to actually do with the inside of the build. I was thinking maybe we frame these windows up in a way so it looks like they're actual proper windows from the inside. There's not going to be much of an interior, to be honest, on the build. I do know one thing about this build, though. That's the floor. So with the floor, I want to have the floor come out into the build like kind of randomly and then just have it cut off, like broken. Like there's a giant hole in the floor. We'll dig this whole room out. I'll dig all of the elevator out. Then I could replace a lot of it with glass. That'll look really good. And down here, I'll be able to walk into the farm and just walk off of the floor, fall all the way down into the skeleton room. It's going to be perfect. But I just need to figure out how to work with the interior here. It's so tricky. See, I don't know why, but I genuinely thought that I was working with way more space than I actually am right here on the inside. I thought it was going to be way bigger. It's not really that big of a problem. I mean, I don't need to do too much with the inside, but it's such a cramped space and I didn't even realize. So, hear me out here, okay? All right, so what we'll do is we'll take cobbled deep slate and go all the way along the bottom like that. That's going to look good. It's going to make the outside look like the inside look like the outside. Is going to be pretty solid. We'll do the same thing on the other side. I'll just wrap that around there and make a solid base for the wall. I'll fill all that in. And yeah, That'll look good. That's a solid start. Now, technically, we don't have to really worry about the back of the build too much. I'm going to have to clean it up, make it look a little bit better, but I don't have to worry about it. Like I said, the plan is to dig this all the way out, all the way down to the farm. I'm not really going to be looking at the back wall. I won't even be seeing it too much. Maybe I'll keep some of the solid. I don't know, but I'll have to clean it up. My big question here, how do I do the rest of this? So I have the spruce logs going up. Maybe we could continue this stripped stripe through there. That could be cool. Put trapdoors right there, make that look good. Trapdoors right there, make that look good. On this lower window right here, maybe we keep those stripped logs right there. Do like staircases. That could look kind of cool. It's a nice detail. We'll do it on those two sides right there. Those are the actual windows. And then over here, I'll just make the wall solid. Truly, I never thought this day would come. I really hoped it wouldn't come. But I'm basically out of spruce wood. We're going to have to grow a big spruce tree in here, right here, by the back of the finished build. Truly, I know it's a lot of wood. Really, it's a lot. But what if we did this? Higher up on the build, we do basically the same thing with the floor. Not in the same exact pattern, though, but broken floor. Like, there was a second story at one point, and it just, like, caved in. Fell in all the way down to the ground. Maybe we put that in the room down there. Which, by the way, I don't know if I ever finished addressing it. We're going to finish up the spawner and do all of the modifications to it, I think, in the next episode. I'm sorry. No doubt, though, it'll be worth it. By far, this will be the best spawner farm in this entire world, and it will be worth it. Windows up there like that. I'll finish that somehow. We'll do the floor like that. I'll definitely have to get torches up here so creepers don't spawn up here. And down here right now, we're looking at something that looks like this. It's beautiful. We have an arch right there. We have trapdoors to hide the soul soil. More deep slate right there. Details all over the place. But that's enough of that for now for me. It's time to get back to building. Oh, no. Why are you down here? No. You don't go to the skeleton farm. What are you doing? Come on. Visitors are great and all, but not right now. Come on. I'm a little busy. I have to finish the build. Please go away. I've done it. I've finally finished it. So the outside hasn't changed very much since you saw it last time. I added a couple decorations to the porch, but the inside is completely finished, completely changed. So we walk into the build. This is what we see. It's a haunted house. I did the tiles on the ceiling, so it looks like the roof up there. The floor, absolutely ruined here. Some kind of tragedy happened. Eventually, next episode, this floor will drop all the way down to the skeleton farm, and it's gonna look sweet. I went kind of crazy with the cobwebs in here because I wanted to make this thing look abandoned. I also added the workstations that we would need, so a crafting table, stone cutter, and then a furnace over here. I mean, you never know. And then the details. Torches all over the place. I wish I could put lanterns, but I have 11 iron now. I found a little bit more iron down in the mines. I had to get more deep slate. But 11 iron, yeah, not really enough to make a significant dent in the lantern. So we'll come back and put the lanterns in, maybe even take the torches out on the top, put fences or something. So if mobs spawn up there, they're stuck up there. I don't know. Patrol banner right there, a couple plants inside, and we can actually get to the side porch too. It's not much of a view, but it is a view. I can't believe myself. Genuinely embarrassed, so I'm sorry. Next episode, we finish the spawner and add some cool stuff to it. Episode 145. Back to the subreddit. This one's from Conscious Flamingo 7. Campfire replacement of the nether building. You use netherrack blocks and light them on fire. Fire without the smoke. I never know how to feel about the fire spread game rule. On one hand, it's nice because then I could use like netherrack fire on this build and yeah, no smoke. It would look amazing. But on the other hand, it's kind of different. Like, I don't know. I guess if you're into building, you could just turn the game rule off. That's what I actually used to do. But I haven't done it in this world. And if I put netherrack fire there, it would burn everything down. But netherrack fire would look so much better. Question for you at the end of the episode. What do you think? Do you think turning fire spread off is cheating? Or is it fine? Is it valid? Call it down below. Alright, so we're going to end today's episode up on top of the tower again. Real quick though, look at it. You can see it from over here. That's perfect. As much as I want to build more of the base over that way, I think I'm going to try and leave the house at least a little bit isolated. And look at this thing from up here. It's amazing. It looks gigantic off in the distance. Exactly. Yes. So we're just going to pretend I never said I would finish the whole thing in today's episode. I don't know how that happened. We'll finish it next time. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.